Serious.
I've got the 03s that like always break constantly. They're really good for if I'm doing real detailed work or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, once again, I used to do a lot of technical work, which is incredibly precise, and so pencils they had to be super sharp, Or in the mechanical lens of the 03, that's perfect for doing that real precision work. Some things, the width of the lead will throw you off. It's that, it's yin yang, yes, no, that kind of thing. And so, kind of handy. Andrea.
Yes. Andrea.
Andrea.
Oh, I don't know which one.
Well, I've got Andrea Denise.
Right here.
You are Andrea Denise. And Cole. You were not in another class of mine.
I was in your class Tuesday.
You were? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I was thinking yours name was one that was one of the missing ones. But you were there. Okay. And Joanne?
That's me, but just call me Max.
Or Jarman.
David. Here. Where's David? David. And Maya?
Right here.
Perfect name for this program. Linda. And the other Andrea. I have a niece, Andrea. It's going to be hard to break that one. Okay. Ashley.
Here.
Jeremy. And this is the one I'm going to mess up. Is it Kamid? Kahim. Thank you. I'll get it. That was not that hard. And Tom, Stephanie, I'm sorry.
Okay.
And Blake. Anybody whose name I didn't call? Thank you. Done my duty as far as that's concerned. I gave you a syllabus, and let's get down to the ugly part here, or the unfun part, which is just the business end of things. Course principles or competencies, there's like 9 of them there, and all things considered, we're going to learn anatomy, we're going to talk about anatomy, I'm going to teach you stuff about drawing. Without going through each one of these competencies, we'll hit all those things. There's no doubt in my mind we're going to hit those things and use them and do them and live by them and become one with them the whole 9 yards. I have a huge list there of recommended. The word recommended is important. You do not have to go buy all 18 of them or whatever. Books on anatomy, and there are more than this out there. This was the quick overview. I just kind of looked at the shelf and said that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And then since Sid wrote this little list out, I've got 10 more. Go to Half Price Books, by the way. I always find cool little jewels. I found the Houston Public Library. I haven't done this today because they haven't updated it in a while, but they have the new acquisitions list. Every month they're getting new books on anatomy. I get the new ones every week or every month. And I check them out, and they go, well, this one's good for Amazon, something like that. I found this really nice one. I'll bring it in next week. That I found was just marvelous because it had pronunciations, which throws me all the time. Clavicle is easy, but there's a lot of other things that, certain muscles. I'm reading the word, but how to say it, and I hate to butcher it for you guys. I think if I'm the teacher, I ought to at least know the words, even though we're only going to get the overview. We've got 11 weeks. That just means you're going to get a taste of this stuff. It's not going to mean you're going to be the master of anatomy. I've been working at it for a long time, and I know everything in there that's necessary for me as an artist. That doesn't mean I know everything in there. Okay. The attendance policy is pretty straightforward. You know what that is. If you're here, congratulations, you win. You're not here, you're not. And after 3 times not being here, they'll tell you don't bother coming back. And you can accumulate a half an absence by showing up late, things like that. Try to get here on time. it's important you're here on time. I do this joke, but it never seems to work out well. I've got $20 in my wallet. Anyone want to match the distance driven against me and either win or lose 20 bucks? Anyone willing to take a chance? Where I'm getting at is if I can get here, you guys can.
Where do you
Because
live?
I drive an hour and a half to get here. Okay. So, and it means I have to get up at a bizarre, I mean, for an afternoon class, I still have to get up bright and early and do everything and then get here and, so. But that's by choice and it's a lovely choice for me. But nobody, I mentioned it in the other class, and I can say it again because it really bothered me when they went over this. We had a meeting last week, and they were bragging about how out of the 2,100 students, we had 200 students in this school at the end of last quarter that were in the running, just not having to pay for parking because they had perfect attendance. You come to school, you pay a huge amount of money to be here, I'm hoping you feel like you get your money's worth. I'm hoping that I give you enough information to make it worthwhile being here. Me, when I went to school, drawing class was the fun one. For me, drawing class was the good one, the painting class was the good one, the sculpture class was the good one. Now the history and the math classes, well, I never did math. But the history classes, they were always pretty good too. Some of the literature classes I could have taken or left, But the drawing classes were cool. I'm sorry, go in every day, here's the body, draw the figure, draw the problem, face the problem. It was cool, it was fun. My classes were 6 hours long. Okay, my classes were 6 months in duration. Okay, drawing class was 4 years worth of drawing. Okay, I got better at it because I had more opportunity. When I was between things, of course, I was in New York City, and it was a different era. Your parents' era, of course, and the student lounge downstairs is this weird, dark place that scared me. There were weird people down. It's an art school, there were really strange people down there. Wasn't all that well lit. Smelled funny in certain areas. Drawing rooms upstairs in the upper floors. Bless you. There was always a figure drawing class, a painting class, something going on up there. And when I was between things, I used to drop in classes a lot. The doors were open. I used to walk in, draw for a while.